Good morning, YouTube. Ranger Reno here. I thought you'd like to get a little update on the garden. You know, we did a video earlier on Hugelkultur, how we buried the logs under the dirt with a little manure and some mulch and things. The garden's doing well. I thought I'd show you the results. And obviously, we're partway into this. Only about a month of growing season so far, and that's not been much of a growing season, I must say. It's been pretty doggone cold. But beautiful day today. I'm out here gonna pick some kale and maybe glean some other things, pull some weeds. But let's show you what the garden looks like, just to give you the update. Okay, so hopefully you remember what it looked like last time I showed this to you. There was nothing but logs and dirt, mulch and cow manure. So we've got beautiful pak choi coming here, and some parsley, and kohlrabi, and peas, and rutabagas, and beans, and more stuff, and onions, and green beans, and more green beans right up there, and kale galore. Look at this kale. Whew, man, they're loving it. I'll be picking some kale and taking her in to sear it up for breakfast. The asparagus is doing well. Everything's thriving. There's some cauliflower up here. We'll just kind of walk you down. I mean, you probably don't want to see it all, but you know, there's the cauliflower. There's the peas coming up. Not sure what that zone is there. My daughter's been working in certain sections, and I'm not clear what she did, so I just leave it alone. But you can see more peas, and green beans are coming along really well. Beets are coming along really well. We've got stuff everywhere. And then this is probably the best one of all. This is greens. Oh man, is she verdant. This is full of all through here, lettuce of every kind you can imagine. We call that the fun zone. Here's the radishes. You can maybe see one just trying to get through there. He's probably getting a little woody. We pretty much burned through that whole row of radishes already this year. And then of course, right over here, row of kale, Swiss chard, Swiss chard. We have got greens, greens, greens. So no lack of chlorophyll and vitamin C and all those good things in our diet. Back over here, of course, I've got a lot of work to do yet, but there's tomatoes and potatoes and vine crop coming, and of course I got some weeding down here in the corner I got to get after. That's where the composted manure is at. But there you get the idea. Hopefully that gives you the visual of how well things are doing and how well the Hugelkultur's coming through thus far. Really no complaints at all. It's been really nice to work on these raised beds, and we've gotten ample rain to help us out. Haven't had to water a lot. Two things I would encourage you to pay attention to if you decide to garden in this respect. When you're standing your logs on end like that, you will have occasional gaps. We filled them in with smaller pieces of wood as best we could, but there are still places where wood didn't cover the gap completely, and the soil started to escape a little bit when the rains came. So what I do is I take the mulch that I have and plug those holes with even finer material, but ample amounts of it. I also take the kitchen compost and plug it with that occasionally. Anything to slow it down. Once you slow it down and it gets established as a plug, it's going to stay there. The soil should adhere pretty well and start to slow things down for several years to come before all that plugging material starts to decay, but it's really not a big issue. The second thing that happens is when you bury those logs in the raised beds, if you have a void, you're going to find it after the rain. So I've got one place where I've got what I call a sinkhole. No big deal again. It's just a small one. I add some soil to it and plug it back up and go from there. We'll plant some other fast growing crop in there quickly, but that's it. Those are the only two things that I can really point out that have any sort of potential breakdown in our process thus far, and they're very minor. All right, man. Live your life large, live it full, keep it simple. Take care.